Hi everyone, Darius Maxa here, back at again with another YouTube video. Oh, and today is part 2 of 31 Days of Halloween. Oh, oh my gosh. I will continue to love this series. I'm sorry that it's delayed. My apologies. Been going through some shit. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. We are here to talk about horror movies that I randomly found on streaming services. Basically, the rules are, I had to not have watched this horror movie before, and it has to be on streaming. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the series in general. I'm not gonna intro this too long because I have a ton of movies to get through and talk about. So let's get started. All right, representing, we left off on October 14th, and representing October 14th, we have Fresh. Now, this movie was so good. Oh my gosh, this movie was amazing. It just felt so original, and it felt like, I don't know, it just felt new. It just felt like something was it felt different. And of course it's about cannibalism, so I'm like, cannibalism, the only thing I think about when I think about horror and cannibalism is Hills Have Eyes and Lost Wrong Turn and stuff like that, you know? Hillbilly cannibalism. But this is high-end cannibalism, which is whoa, okay, see, different. Doing something that's horrifying, but making it into something completely different and new, and just it feels fresh, the title. So oh, it was so good. The final girl was great. She was going through it. I love when my final girls go through some shit. It just makes the experience even better because wow, they earned their final girl status, you know? I love the plot devices. I love Sebastian Stan. He was just an incredible villain. So sadistic. So he just knew he was that bitch, you know? Oh, I love it. But yeah, I gave this movie a 5 out of 5 because it just felt new. It felt original. It just kept me on my toes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, representing October 15th, we have Queen of the Damned. Now, I feel so left out because I have not seen this movie before. I feel bad that I haven't seen this movie before because it's so iconic. It's, rest in peace, my girl Aaliyah's final movie performance, and I don't know, it just felt, I felt nostalgic about it even though I haven't seen it. It's very, very early 2000s, them just, ooh. You just, how the story is structured, the CGI, oh my gosh, the CGI is screaming early 2000s. It's so bad, it's so bad it's good type beat, you know? Oh my gosh, and I love the vampirisms. It wasn't subtle. It was not subtle at all with the vampire, the sexy, the dark, the goth, the, you know, culture of vampires. It was not subtle in any type of way. It was very in your face with it, and you're going to know it. I loved it. I loved the story about it. It was really good to me. So, and it's just you just gotta you know, have fun with it. You can't think too hard about the story or the plot points or the reasons why people are doing what they're doing. You just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. 4.5 out of 5. All right, representing October 16th, we have Titane. Okay, got it. Titane. Released in 2021. Now, okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to really think about this because after watching this movie, I really had to think about like, what the fuck did I just watch? It was a lot. A lot was going on. A lot was happening. It was just a lot going on, and I was just very disturbed and interested at the same time. Cause okay, we start the movie like literally the first like not really half, but like the first act, I guess, was like setting you up for one type of movie, right? But then when you get to like in like after the first act, from then on it's like a whole different movie. It's like a full 180, not even 360, 180 to like what you just watched. It like says you saw what you just watched, just ignore all of that. Now we're focusing on this story. And I was like, what? Like, you set up a whole thing right here, and you're not gonna like go into that, develop that. We're just gonna do a whole different story. Cool. And like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, damn, that's some boss bitch shit. Cause like it's basically telling you like, yeah, we're just gonna like switch it up, and like you're just gonna deal with it. I'm like, okay, but like, but it was just very, very out there, very thought-provoking. Like you really have to think, what the fuck did I just watch? And then when you think about the clues of like what's going on and like the metaphors, it's a very metaphoric movie. You kind of like, it grows on you. Because at first I didn't like it. But then when I had to really think about it, I liked it a little bit more, but still like was like, I don't know. Like, so I gave it a 3 out of 5 because it's just, it's too much of a thinker. It's too art for me. I think that's what it is. It's just too art. Like it's trying too hard to be art. You get me? You feel me? I don't know. I don't know. 3 out of 5. Alright, next. Representing October 17th, we have Slotherhouse. Now, this movie was full camp, full ridiculous. I knew what I was getting into when I saw the damn name. And then especially when I saw the poster, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be some stupid ass shit. And that's what I like about some movies, when it knows what it is. And it doesn't take itself too seriously. This movie does not take itself seriously at all, which I love. Like, it like, the whole concept is like a killer sloth. Really, bitch? Really? Are we really gonna do this? Like, I know you. Ooh, love it. And like some movies do that, but take itself seriously, and then like it ruins the fun. This one is full camp, full drama, full like, yeah, we're being really ridiculous. We're gonna hit all the stereotypical characters. We're gonna do the mean girl. We're gonna do the annoying protagonist. We're gonna do the annoying best friend. All that. We're gonna do the weed head, sex head, whatever the fuck that character was, the ridiculous character. We're gonna do all that, and they're getting murdered by a sloth. Love that. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, only because it is a stupid ass movie. You do get points for being a stupid ass movie. Like, why were you made? You had no reason to be made, but somebody made you. But someone made you, and you know what you are. See, so I gotta give you an extra point for that. So 3.5 out of 5. Alright, next, representing October 18th, we have Totally Killer. This one was really good. Like, the whole concept is great. Time travel horror. Love that already off the bat. Near the end, it got a little confusing. Not even from like the time travel standpoint, but like who the killer was standpoint. Not confusing, predictable. It got a little predictable. but also still confusing because I was like, wait, so there's, I don't want to spoil it, but like, there's this killer, but also maybe this killer, but then the time jump. It was a little bit off. I got a little confused. But you know what? We just like gonna keep it going. So I kind of did deduct the point for that because like I was getting a little confused, and I like the politically correctness jokes because like the daughter is from our time, and then she goes to the 80s, and like she really points out like how wild the 80s was. Like you could literally get away with anything back then. Like it was like crime wise and like talking wise, like just how they talk to each other. It was hilarious. So I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I just think it should have just been more structured in a way that was like more simple, because you already got a concept of time travel, which is not a simple concept. So you can't like do a semi-convoluted killer reveal on top of that. You feel me? So 4.5 out of 5. Alright, next, representing October 19th, we have Knock on the Cabin. Now this surprised me, because we all know that M. Night Shyamalan is a very hit or miss director. Very hit or miss. Like you really don't know what you're gonna get yourself into when you see one of his movies. You really don't know if it's gonna be good or terrible. Not even good, great. Because this movie was great. I loved it because it really captures what makes Shyamalan like a great director. He like, or like his stories, or I guess the stories that he picks, or I don't know. It's just, he knows how to like keep you in suspense, but then also when it's time to reveal everything, he'll just reveal it, and like it starts to make sense, and then he'll hint stuff, and it'll like be very important later on, and then when you do realize the importance of the hints, you're like, oh, see, like, you know. So that's what makes him like one of the not great, but like notable directors, is how he does that. So, and then this movie period is just like, you really have to like think about it, and then when I don't know how to I really don't know how to explain this movie. I don't want to spoil it because like basically the concept is like you have to choose whether you want to believe this cult or not, that the world's gonna end, and like you're like on that teetering of like, oh, do I believe him? Do I not believe him? I'm like, cause y'all crazy, but y'all making sense. Like, so I don't know. And then it had heart to it too. This fucking horror movie had heart. Like, what? Like, this horror movie specifically had heart. It made me cry. It made me cry in the end. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this type of movie made me fucking cry. Like, so 5 out of 5. Like, how, like, I only, like, cause I was thinking about, ooh, maybe I should give it like a 4.5, but then I thought like it made me cry, so like I had to give it a 5. Like, a horror movie making me cry, bitch. Like, what? Crazy. Anyway, representing October 20th, we have Run, Sweetheart Run. Okay, first half of the movie was great, really good. Had me on my seat, was rooting for my final girl, and again, give this girl her final girl probably because she was going through it, this movie, because going through it. I loved it all the way up until like maybe the beginning of the third act, and I was like, ooh. And then after that, it just started to fall apart, because basically this girl is running from this guy who is a supernatural being, he's definitely supernatural because like he was doing shit that no normal person was doing. But like when you get to the third act and they try to explain what he is, I'm just like, this is messy. This is messy. Can we get a definitive answer? Cause like basically he represented like patriarchy, but I'm like, really? We're doing that? He couldn't be just a werewolf or a vampire or a demon. He has to be patriarchy, basically. I just no, like no, that's stupid. Like I'm sorry, like no, like no, you can't. You can do that, but like, girl. So I'm sorry. So I just gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because like, just that whole third act just fell apart. That's when just the movie fell apart. Like it was just like, okay, now it's like not as good as like the rest of the movie. Now you're just being kind of, I don't know. That third act kind of ruined it. But anyway, next, representing October 21st, we have Baby Ruby. Now, this movie was really interesting, really good. It represented basically the fears and the paranoia of being a new mom, and just like the worries you have of like wanting to be a good mom and protecting your child after having like a traumatic event of birth. You want to like be able to like protect this being that you created, and you just went through one of the most painful experiences that a woman can ever have, or probably is the worst pain. And now you have this being that you have to protect, that you have to like guide. So it really did capture all that perfectly, the fears and the paranoia that is around that. It just that again, something about the ending was just very anticlimactic. Like it felt like it was building up, and then it hit the not revelation, but it hit like the climax, and then we was getting a lot of the fallout of that. I'm like, okay. And then we got like a dramatic quote unquote ending, and I'm like, like I got the ending, okay, I get it, but it was very anticlimactic. Like I kind of wished it ended at a part where like maybe 10 minutes of the basically I wanted to end like at the I can't even explain it, like 10 minutes could have been cut out of the very end, and then that would have been a great ending. I hope that makes sense. It just, that ending was just so anticlimactic. I got it, but it was just like all this build up, all this paranoia, and like her freaking out was like really great, and like it got me into the story, and then the ending just like wah wah, you know, like. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 for that, because like that ending was just like, what? Like what? Like, ugh, okay, sure. You accept being a good mom. Alright, representing October 22nd, we have Green Room. Ooh, bitch. This movie, when I say intense, ooh, like it was so intense, and like this movie should have just been it should have been named Intense, because that's how I felt that, not entire movie, but once it like once the plot actually started, ooh, everything after that was just like boom, 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 shock, 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 like just like ooh. And then it just was becoming bleaker after, like it just, oh my gosh, like it just became bleak, and then more bleak, and then like, oh fuck, like they are not like making it out of this, like, oh, and then main characters main characters was dying, girl. Like, whole, like, people that was introduced at the very beginning of the movie, they were dying in, like, the first half. Well, not first half, like, second half. I'm like, whoa, damn, they can't make it until, like, the end? Like, fuck, like, it went there. And then, like, just, oh, their depiction of this hate group was just disturbingly, I don't want to say realistic. First of all, I don't want to think of that group as a realistic, organized group, because that's terrifying. It probably is, and I don't want to know, and I don't want to find out if that shit is real, but this movie depicted it in a way that was, like, so scary. And, like, really, this band just wrong place, wrong time type situation, and it's literally, like, one of the best wrong place, wrong time horrors I've seen in, like, ever. So, whew, it was just, oh, it shook me. It really did shook me. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 because, like, I was really, like, on the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh. Make it out, please make it out. But some of them weren't. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck. All right, and finally we have, oh god, representing October 23rd, we have fucking Skinamarink. Now, I literally just saw this movie like maybe 5 minutes ago, and I'm scared. I'm scared, and this shit really did scare me. Like, oh, like, it was like really, girl. I don't even want to talk about it because the shit that happens in this movie, see, that's the thing of why this movie is so scary. It's the implied scares. Like, it's like the movie's telling you basically like, oh, this is what's going on, but we're not gonna show it. And that is terrifying because the sound design in this movie was just like ear quenching. Like, you cringe. You like squirm, you like hold your chest. That's what I literally was doing the entire movie. I was just holding my chest and just squirming and just saying no the whole time. Like, no, no, no thank you. I was saying that the entire movie. And it just made me like itch, like, ooh, the sound, the like the implications and hints of like this fucking, whatever this entity is really torturing children, like children as young as 4 years old. Like, bitches is like getting tortured. Like, oh my god. Like, what the fuck? All that said, I kind of miss the plot. I like having a plot to my movies. I like having structure to my movies. I know this movie is very experimental, which, okay, slay, do you? But like, damn, can I get like an explanation of like why this is happening? Just a little hint of why? Like, no? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it moving, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know. I missed that in this movie. Because I saw the trailer, I was hoping like, oh, they're gonna explain it. Nope. Nope, they don't explain shit. So I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because it's not for everyone. You gotta really have an open mind to watch this movie, and it just, if you do, you're gonna have an experience. This movie is genuinely an experience and a journey. Like, I don't know, if you're like a scaredy cat, I would not recommend this movie at all. But if you really are a horror fan, I think you should watch this. I think you'll like it. Alright, so that is the movies I have for you so far. Sorry for the delay. I've been going through some shit and we're not gonna talk about it. So this is part 2 of 31 Days of Horror. Next video is gonna be the finale. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. It really helps my channel out. Follow me on specifically Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for my initial reviews and my thread that I have of all the horror movies I've seen so far. Check out the last video, all that great stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. Later, bye.